Hello and welcome back. We're going to get straight into a first draft here. I know you guys just want to see what I have lined up, so there's no messing around. When I say tuned, I will break down the chapters for you so you can see why I've selected which players in the forward line, defense, forward line, midfield, of course, and defense. So let's get straight into it. I thought I would share my draft with you today just so that you can see where my headspace is. The big standout, of course, is that you can see no Ronaldo and no Kane. Save me. Based on Ronaldo's latest stats, which tell me that he has blanked in his last seven appearances for Portugal, and the fact that Portugal are traveling to Budapest, I think they will be facing a tougher opposition. So a match day one, I don't think it's optimal to get him in then, but don't worry, he will be a part of the team further down the line. Instead, up front, I've gone with a Lukaku, I think, which is an absolute no-brainer. You've heard lots of people talk about him and potential golden boot figure and. So I'm not going to go on about him. But I have bought in ARNAUTOVIC. Firstly, I don't know how to pronounce stuff, so just get on with it. ARNAUTOVIC, he is playing the weakest team in the competition in North Macedonia for his first game. If they're gonna be scoring goals, normally he's going to be a part of it. So for me, he just seems like a match day one absolute pick. You'll see as well that I have some money still in the bank if I make transfers here. I've still got 2 million in the bank, which means I can upgrade him. I like the looks of Yilmaz from Turkey. They have a tough fixture against Italy in their opening game, so that's the reason why I don't have him in at the moment. And of course, I've got Tiamo Pukki on the bench, which is allowing me for this kind of a budget, so I can upgrade to a different attacker in match day 2 when needed, because I believe that they play of course the Netherlands in their match day 2, so he'll be one of my first ones out. But the North Macedonia game seems like an opportunity to get him in. Then moving on to the midfield. And yeah, before I carry on, if you are finding any of this information helpful, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. That hugely helps me out. As you can see, I'm just starting out here, so any help would be greatly appreciated, and thank you so much for joining me. But let's get straight into the midfield here. Eriksen, they have a fantastic opener against Finland, and Eriksen is their main creative space for Denmark, or for the Danes rather. So if there's going to be a goal, which I think there will be, perhaps even two, I predict a sort of maybe a 2-0 here. And he will definitely be part of that, either as a goal scorer potentially, but I am thinking more of an assist. So that would be fantastic, and usually plays the whole game as well. On to Frenkie de Jong, I would say Freddie, but Frenkie de Jong. They have a very nice opener against Ukraine, and they are, of course, the Dutch are favourites for this group. So he has been, while not fantastic in my Champions League fantasy team, he's got a different dynamic in the Dutch national side and seems to be creating a lot more, and there's certainly potential for him to be on the end of or the start rather of a couple of assists and perhaps even a goal. He's got some really good statistics, which I'm not going to dive into. If you want more statistics, let me know in the comments down below so I can dive into it. I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet. Yuri Tillemans, again, at the moment I haven't seen any news. If you do have news, please do share it for the community here. What I have learned is that Hazard, as well as of course Kevin De Bruyne, may not be ready for match day 1 of the tournament due to injury. So Yuri Tillemans, I mean the Belgium side, the Red Devils, they're going to be looking to try to use Yuri Tillemans in a creative space, considering of course that they won't have Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne there. So I think while he's more of a more defensive midfielder for the Leicester side this season, he's definitely got potential to convert and get us points in their opener against Russia. And this low price tag is crazy. So yeah, get him in if you're thinking about it. Also a bit of a differential, although it seems to be getting up more in percentage of ownership, but now at 11%. Then we move on to Lorenzo Insigne. If you haven't already heard of this guy, I would be surprised. But the main reason why I'm putting him in, of course, is that he is playing in a 3 up front, or has been playing in a 3 up front. We won't know for 100% sure until that opening day. And of course, the deadline is at kickoff. We will hear the lineups before then. So go in and be ready to change your team if you need to before, or at least that hour before kickoff, before the Turkey-Italy game. So if, of course, with this money in the bank that I have, it also allows me to upgrade him or downgrade depending on who's going to be starting in this first game for Italy. It's a tough side against Turkey. I think I see a 1-0, maybe 0-0 here, to be honest. The Italians are, of course, a firm favourite and they've been solid defensively, but Insigne, listed as a midfielder but playing as a forward, gets us maximum points in that position. I've seen a lot of people also going for Chisia, also a very good option. And of course, within the budget that I have, if Chisia does start, I will of course captain him as well and get Insigne out. Moving on quite nicely to the defensive players here in Zinchenko, also listed as a defender, but for the Ukraine side plays more as a midfielder, which meaning, of course, if he scores goals or gets assists, he gets more points than he would be if he was listed as a midfielder. Now, there is more of a defensive midfielder position, but if you've been watching him for Man City this season, you'll see that he does get on the odd assist, and while not a prolific goal scorer at all, at 5.5 for a defender, is on the high range, but because he's playing in the midfield, I've put him in. He does have a tough fixture against the Netherlands, so we will have to see. I do have a strong bench, which I'll get onto, which I might then replace him out if he gets no points back. But in match day 2, with my strategy of using the limitless in match day 3 and then wildcarding potentially in the quarterfinals or semifinals, depending, to give me more transfers if teams drop out. So yeah, that's why at the moment I do really want to be looking at a match day 1, match day 2 combo with, of course, the transfers to be used. But he's got a very strong match day 2 possibility of points return playing against North Macedonia, a must win for Ukraine if they want to get through the group stages. So while he's more of a match day 2 option for me, yeah, he's going to be starting in the first round. Of course, I can sub him out, but I'll get to that in a second. But because it's important, he's playing in the midfield, this the defender gets more points. This, I don't know much about Simon Kjaer for the Danes, but I don't think he's too much of an attacking option return, but I'm hoping for a clean sheet and potential header from set pieces. A lot of the international games, I think, will be delivered or goals will be scored from many set piece plays. So I think there's potential here for a headed goal, but banker in terms of a clean sheet. Again, match day 1 good, match day 2 not so good against Belgium, against the Red Lions, who are the strongest in this group, and I recommend it to go through. But nice fixtures against Finland and, of course, Russia. So he's 4.5 as well. So picking the clean sheets really is what I would recommend. Again, here at the low price point, Dinaya, again, not too much in terms of attacking returns, but potential clean sheets against Russia. They've got definitely a higher chance of getting a clean sheet, but we will have to wait and see for that. Of course, that low price point means I have flexibility with my budget again. This guy, if you haven't heard about him already, Owen Wijnaldum, definitely attacking return. What's happened is he's playing on the left. Blind normally plays as the left defensive player, but they've had an injury to one of their centre backs, so he's now part of a back 3, and Owen is playing on the left hand side. Huge attacking opportunity and a very nice fixture against Ukraine. For the Belgium side, this is a must win, and I hope that we will get some more attacking returns versus the other defenders, which are more clean sheet options. So again, at 4.5 price range into that Dutch side, an absolute winner. And of course, against Austria and North Macedonia, great fixtures coming up. Now, Gianluigi is in the side because of the fantastic stats that Italy have had leading up to the championship, because they've had not the highest, but some of the most clean sheets kept. I think in clean sheets in the last 8 or 9 fixtures. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. Love to hear that from you. And he's playing a Turkish side, which, yes, they have potential to upset the Italians, but because they've been so solid on defense, and I think they play a 5 at the back as well, with wing backers, I'm thinking that this is going to be a clean sheet and potential 1 or 2 save bonuses, but we will have to wait and see. Going on to the bench, of course, the Finnish Lucas, here playing against Denmark. I'm probably, to be honest, not going to be using him. He plays on the 12th. And if I will only bring him in if by some miracle the Turkish guys, if Turkey rather, if they score against Italy, then I'll bring him in. But at the moment, he's on the bench, starting goalkeeper, low price. That's the reasoning. Teemu Pukki, I don't know. I think this is a huge personal bias towards him. We got great points with him, of course, last year in Fantasy Premier League for Norwich City. But they do play Denmark, then Russia, and then, of course, Belgium. They probably not going to score, but if they are going to score, you'd best believe that Teemu Pukki is either going to be scoring the goal or perhaps putting an assist in. So he's there, again, with a low price point for a starting striker. And he gives me room rather in the bank, and because he plays on the 12th, Lukaku is also playing on the 12th, but here on the 13th, so I'll rather play Teemu Pukki in, of course, on the 12th, and substitute him out with Marco here, ARNAUTOVIC. So Pukki will play. If he gets no points, I'm going to bring in, because I think 100% saw that the Austrian will be getting points against North Macedonia. Kufal, a bit of a differential, owned by 6%. It's going up every day, but they've got a very nice opening fixture against Scotland. The Czech Republic are not huge favourites, but if they're going to be attacking Scotland, which I think they will be, he will be bringing us attacking returns for defender. He is playing, of course, on the 14th. So if any of my forming, i.e. I think, as I was discussing before, Zinchenko, if he doesn't get any points against the Netherlands and they do poorly, then Kofal will come straight in, of course, during those substitution windows. So that's why he's on the bench. I think he's a strong option. I don't know if he will play. The Croatia have been up and down. They haven't been great leading up to the competition, so I might keep him in, of course, for match day 2 as a potential attacking option as well. But then, of course, limitless chip on game day 3. That's the strategy for us. So I don't know if he'll be in my side against England, to be honest. And because I don't have Ronaldo, and I'm feeling a bit, how should I put this, a bit naked for having no Portuguese players against their opener against Hungary, I've brought him in. Of course, you can bring in the likes of, let's just quickly go midfielders. Let's go to Portugal, and if we look here, you can bring in Jota for the same price. They're both 8.5. He's a differential at 2% ownership, and Jota's 10% ownership. They, I think, will both start, if I'm honest. Yeah, at the moment, I'm not sure who to really have in, but if none of my midfielders convert, they're playing later on the 15th on that first match day, so I'll bring him in, of course, as well. But yeah, because of his high figure as well, he can be transferred out, and against in this Germany fixture, where Portugal playing Germany, which I think will be a 0-0, 1-1, 1-1 sort of setup before playing front. This is, of course, the group of death. So yeah, I don't know how long he'll stick around for. But yeah, he's basically my Ronaldo replacement, but we will see how it goes. Of course, playing on the 15th allows me to bring him in. That's why I put this team together. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who should I take out? Who should I bring in? And I'm going to be setting up a league as well, so if you're keen for that, do let me know by hitting that thumbs up on the video. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.